Hey everyone, this is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panders. Quick update on our tropical wave down in the Caribbean. Want to kind of give you an update on what's going on with it tonight. Really not a whole lot. Here's a look at the latest satellite image. This is the visible before the sunset. And if you look closely, it looks like the low-level circulation is here, but it could still form up here. What you really notice is how big this is. This is Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and these are the Windward Islands. So you can see the system is really stretched out. It isn't consolidating yet, but I'm starting to think we're going to see a low-level circulation form right about here. Now, looking at the latest guidance, this is the models the Hurricane Center puts out. These are all the various models we look at, and I'll just show them to you real quickly. You can see there is some consensus that it's going to take it north, but as you just saw in the satellite image, it looks like the low is forming here. So I'm wondering if it's going to stay south of the islands or pop north. Either way, you can see this track kind of into the eastern Gulf towards Florida. I think there's a couple things that have me concerned that this may not happen. First of all, if it interacts with Hispaniola, huge mountains there, that would tear the system apart. So if it goes over or south, that's a no deal. It's going to have to stay north. And until it gets to about here or here, it's not going to have favorable conditions for development. And let me show you why. This is a look at the water vapor loop. You can see our system right there. There it is, clearly, pretty broad circulation. Look at all of this dry air ahead of it. Here's Hispaniola. This is horrible environment for development. It does not get favorable for development until it gets up here in the Bahamas, or again, let's say it stays way to the south and it goes completely different in all the models. Down here it would be more favorable, but honestly up here would be much more of a favorable position. But in the next, I'd say 2 to 3 days, you're not going to see this thing really flare up. If you look at the data as far as the ensembles from the European, you can see the indication of a tropical depression somewhere over the Bahamas and then possibly moving into the Gulf. But when you start looking at tropical storm probabilities, they're much lower in the eastern Gulf, and if you look at hurricane probabilities, they're even lower, about 10%. So while everyone gets caught up in the deterministic European model, it's really not showing anything that concrete, at least in the ensemble models. Here's a look at the shear as well, just so you have an idea. You can see in here, not favorable. Once you get up here, the Bahamas. So this is the deal. If it can get up into the Bahamas, it'll have a chance to affect the United States in about 6 or 7 days. Here's the thing, it's going to take until the weekend probably to get up here into the Bahamas. So we'll know a lot. The hurricane hunters will be out there tomorrow. Tonight, about a 70% chance it develops in 5 days, but it's not in a big hurry. It's just something I'm keeping an eye on. And of course, I'll have the latest, if there's any updates from the Hurricane Center, and the latest model tracks coming up tonight at 11 on NBC Charlotte. I'll see you then.